Closing in on game time from San Francisco. Major League Baseball on the show starts now. With the blue waters of the San Francisco Bay sparkling in the background, a great look at beautiful AT&T Park as MLB The Show gets set to bring you another edition of Major League Baseball. Today, Game 3 of this 4-game series, as it'll be the Florida Marlins taking on the San Francisco Giants. And hi again, everybody. Alongside longtime colleagues Dave Campbell and Rex Hudler, I'm Matt Vasgersian here to call the balls and strikes. And as we get started, Rex, I'll turn to you first. What are you planning to keep an eye on in this one?
Well, one guy who has to be reckoned with here is Hanley Ramirez. If you go by the numbers in the major categories, this guy should be an MVP candidate every single year. Look for him to have a big impact in this one.
All right, Rex, we'll hear from Dave in a moment, but first let's get to our starting lineup for the visiting Florida Marlins. It comes to us courtesy of our friends at State Farm. At home or away, State Farm is there. They'll match up against the big guy you see there, the hard-throwing right-hander Matt Cain. A look there at the Giants defensively as they're anchored up the middle by a pair of former Gold Glovers, Edgar Renteria at short and Aaron Rowand out in center. And Johnny Damon is on his way to the box as we're just about ready for baseball. First pitch of the game is a strike to Damon as we get underway.
Definitely over-anxious to start the game. He'd benefit from looking at a pitch or two.
First pitch, 106. And he'll try to take control of the inside part of the plate with the fastball as he backs him off a bit. Still a bit of a chill in the air, 53 degrees our game time temperature. A 1-1 pitch home to Damon. Now a swing and a ball grounded foul off to the right side. Fastball swung on and missed, and the leadoff man is gone on strikes to start the afternoon.
Looks like he's got the good heater working right off the bat. Pretty good zip to that thing as he just blew it right by him.
Leadoff man retired. Here's the left fielder, Chris Coughlin. And a ball, 1-0.
Well, we're going to have to watch where he's missing with that fastball. If he keeps leaving it up, he's going to run into trouble going forward.
Bases are empty, one man out. Swing and a ball hit to the left side, and this is going to wind up a souvenir. Fastball, close, but he didn't get it. 2-1.
And it's pretty clear they've decided to work him up in the zone here as they've gone up with the last 3 pitches.
A 2-1 offering. Well, he's waiting on the breaking ball there and sends it to deep right field. And that'll ricochet off that brick wall in right. And he is in at second base with a 1-out double.
1-out double here in the top of the first. And now with their 3, 4, and 5 guys due up, they'll have an early opportunity to get on the board first this afternoon.
Hanley Ramirez will get his first opportunity now. Now here's the first pitch. Right through it here, and he's behind 0-1.
And he's driven in 17 stakes this month alone, so he's got a good chance to increase that total here.
Sliced down the line at first. And he'll take this one to the bag for the out, but meanwhile the runner will move up 90 feet to third base.
Little over anxious that time. He went out of the strike zone to get that one, and it didn't pay off for him.
So a man at third here with 2 gone, and that'll bring in the third baseman, Jorge Cantu. And he gets a piece here as this ball is fouled away. One and one. Now a swing, and he just fouls this one away. And he'll fight just to stay alive here as this is fouled away. He'll try again, 1-2. On the ground down the first base line. But this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2. And he just does manage to fight this one off as it's fouled away. And this is going to be fouled into the diamond level seats. Now a swing and a ball pulled down the line to third. Oh, and trouble for Sandoval. And the run will score as the Marlins have claimed the early 1-0 advantage.
Well, he might have been caught taking a peek as to where he's going to throw it, because that ball came up on him a bit, and he just couldn't react to it.
Cody Ross will stand in, and you see what he's done the past couple of weeks as he looks to keep that streak alive. And he lays off a pitch in there for the first strike.
And he knows he should be out of the inning already, but he's got to pick up his defender behind him and get out of this.
Fastball, and ooh, that ran in and drilled him.
Oh, and the last thing you want to do is put a guy on base right before you got to face a great slugger at the plate. That ain't going to make things any easier.
Dan Uggla will stand in for the first time here. He waits, now the pitch. And this is low, ball 1.
And he just hasn't been able to find it yet.
And a fastball in there for a strike, 1-1.
Leading a lot of pitches out over the plate here in the first. It's already gotten him in trouble.
Two men are on with two men out. Swing and a ball hit hard on the ground is short. He'll flip it over to Uribe, and that ends the inning. So it's 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error in the inning, and 2 left. We'll move on to the bottom half of inning number 1. The Marlins lead it 1-0. Starting lineup put together by Bruce Bochy for the host Giants looks like this. They'll go to work against a guy who punched out 16 batters in one of his 2009 starts, the hard-throwing right-hander Ricky Nolasco. Quickly a look now at the defensive alignment they'll face in this one. There's Fred Lewis about set to go as he'll lead things off in the home half of inning number 1. And he starts him out with a splitter for a called strike.
And these guys are facing an early deficit again. That's been their theme all year long.
And he gets him to swing through that one. He's in control, 0-2.
Looks like he won't be afraid to come right after these guys.
Now here it comes. Inside as he might be trying to set him up here 1-2.
Oh, and they've got him set up for the curveball away now.
One-two pitch is a slider that misses 2-2.
And he likes to throw that slider off the fastball. Might want to make a mental note of that one.
Swing and a miss as he ran the fastball right by him for the first out.
Well, a good job there to work this from 0-2 back to 2-2, but then he's got no answer for this fastball. See ya!
Leadoff man gone, and now it's Edgar Renteria. Good slider there, and he gets ahead of him 0-1. Now Renteria awaits the 0-1. And that misses 1-1.
He's got to wait for one to come down here.
And quick wrists here as this is yanked down the third base line. And now from the air, a jump throw. And the throw is low that time to first. And did he have control of it? Yes, says the first base umpire. And there are 2 gone. So 2 are gone in the inning, and we'll get a chance to see the free-swinging Pablo Sandoval. lined into left field for their first hit of the ball game. And with that, that'll push his hit streak to a modest 6 games. So it's a runner at first with 2 gone, and stepping in is the left-handed hitting Aubrey Hupp. Here's the first offering. Ball 1. And clearly trying to keep the ball low here. That's ball 2. Hit high but foul, as that'll get in amongst the fans. Slider misses, and he's in danger of losing him here. 3-1.
Oh, not even close with that one. Might be a good time for the catcher to go have a word with him.
Now a swing and a ground ball to third. Oh, and he comes up with it. Throw to first in plenty of time, and the side is retired. So no runs on a hit here, no errors, 1 man left on. Second inning now from San Francisco. Florida's out in front, 1-0. John Baker leads things off now in the top half of the second. Low for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Fouled straight back. And he lays off a pitch down and away. Ball 2. Here's a big swing and a miss on the fastball. 2-2. And that misses there, so he runs the count full now.
Boy, it can be draining out there to pitch day games in the heat of the summer, so we'll keep an eye on his effectiveness as we get further along.
And that misses for ball 4, so it's a leadoff walk here to start the second.
And if you're looking for a good way to add on to a 1-run lead, a leadoff walk never hurts. Let's see how they want to play it now.
Gabby Sanchez will take his first cuts of the ball game here. Lays off the slider. Don't know quite where that missed, but it's 1-0.
And sometimes you just let a guy work his own way into trouble and then take advantage.
In for a strike, it's 1-1. A runner at first with no outs here. And he comes back with a fastball. 1-2 now.
You gotta turn him loose now.
Now a ground ball towards the hole, and that'll get on through into right field for a base hit.
And I'll tell you what, this is a sign that he's really starting to mature here in his third big league season. I mean, there was a time when this was a 3-hop grounder to third, but instead he goes with this one and rides it into right field.
Ricky Nolasco will stand in, and you can almost guarantee he'll be trying to move those runners here. And no surprise to see the pitcher squaring around as he gets this one down. Flip to the second baseman covering now for the out.
Well, this is a tough situation because everybody in the ballpark knows what he's going to do, but he gets it down and moves both guys up.
So it's second and third with one gone now, and it's back to the top of the order now for Johnny Damon. First pitch to him. Goes the other way as this is down the line at third. Throw to the plate. And a collision, and the ball is loose. He's in there. So now time will be called as we're going to get a visit from the pitching coach here as he'll hope to settle his guy down. Chris Coughlin will stand in. He doubled and later scored his first time. And he lays off there, 1-0.
Yep, first and second, one out. You'd love a ground ball here to maybe limit the damage to one.
On the way. And he'll try to take control of the inside part of the plate here as that misses.
And he's obviously not trying to hit him there. He just let that one get away from him.
Swing and a ball hit out toward right center. Rowan will range to his left and put it away. 2 down. The relay, and he is in there at third safely, so there are runners at the corners with 2 away.
Well, he's taking a chance going from second to third. You don't want to get thrown out there for the third out, but he's in there safely.
Hanley Ramirez will stand in. He grounded out his first time. Starts him out with a fastball too low for ball 1. Runners on first and third, 2 away. Here's the 1-0 now to Ramirez. Swung on and missed, 1-1. And he gets a piece of this one to foul it toward the backstop. And boy, I was waiting for him to get rung up there, but it never happened. 2-2 now.
Yeah, and Wally Hughes, my old neighbor in Philly, he's going to make you put it over the plate. Come on, Wally.
And a big strikeout there as they'll leave a couple of runners on base, and after a good start to the inning, they can't capitalize any further. So 1 run here on 2 base hits, no errors, and 2 men left stranded. On now to the bottom of the second. The Marlins on top, 2-0. Benji Molina will start things off in the bottom of the second. Good zip to the fastball there by Nolasco, and it's 0-1. And he sends a fastball out to left field and fairly well hit. Looking up is Coughlin, but that ball is gone. Solo shot for Benji Molina, number 13 for him on the year, and the Giants have struck for a run. It's now a 2-1 ball game.
Well, this year hasn't been all that kind to him average-wise, so it's nice to see him lay into one here. These are the kind of swings you can build on. That might just wake his bat up a bit.
Aaron Rowan will step in, working on a nice 5-game hitting streak. Here's the first offering. And, looked inside, but that's ruled a strike, 0-1.
And now that you've seen what that strike zone's going to be like, you're going to have to adjust.
And this will be grounded foul down the line at third. And they come back with one that misses to Rowan. It's a ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 to Rowan. Rowan swings and misses on a good pitch that time, and he's gone for the first out.
And it's worth pointing out that with the trade deadline approaching, it's getting to be a nervous time for some of these guys. You never know what can happen this time of year.
Mark DeRosa digs in at the plate. And that misses for ball 1. Now a fastball for a called strike. It's 1-1. Swinging a ball line down in the left field corner, but this will be foul. And this is swung on and missed by DeRosa as he's set down as a strikeout victim, 2 away.
And you can watch video on this pitch till you're blue in the face, but until you get out there and see it, you don't know how much that pitch moves. That's tough to make contact on.
Juan Uribe will step in now. First pitch coming. In there for strike one, 0-1.
And his average could dip below 200 if he fails to get on right here.
Awfully close with the slider there, but it's 1-1.
And with the pitcher on deck, you'd love to get this guy here and make the pitcher lead off the third.
In for strike two.
He's come back strong since the leadoff homer.
The 1-2 offering looked like a slider that time, but it's 2-2.
Yeah, and when you miss wild like that, it certainly does not help you set up your next pitch.
Ball three. 3-2 now.
And you're close to putting yourself in a position where you'd have to face the pitcher, and that impacts the next inning.
Full count offering on its way. Chop fouled off to the left, still 2 strikes. And a curveball swung on and missed, and a great call there as the inning is over. But bye-bye, baby. It's a run for the Giants on the solo blast. We've played 2. It's the Marlins 2 and the Giants 1. Jorge Cantu ready to go here as we begin the third. And the inning will begin with a fly ball out to straightaway right. DeRosa is under it as he puts it away, and it's 1 pitch, 1 away to start the third.
Well, as you know, after giving up runs in both the first and second innings, he could really use a good 1-2-3 here in the third. That's a good first step.
Cody Ross will try it again, a bit sore this time. He was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. And this is popped fouled off to the right and back into the seats. And he takes a pitch high and away for ball 1.
And you don't want guys to be able to get their arms extended on pitches up there.
A 2-1 score here as we play inning number 3. And now here's a ball hit pretty well out toward right center field. And a long run, but he gets there, and that's good range in the outfield as there are 2 gone.
Boy, they're just really helping him out on a hot afternoon like this. It's just taken 4 pitches to get the first 2 outs in the inning. You got to make him sweat a little bit more than that.
Dan Ugla will stand in. He reached on a fielder's choice his first time. And this is taken outside for ball 1.
Not a bad spot to miss. You'd love to get him to reach for something.
Here's the 1-0. And, looked good on the monitor, but it's 2-0.
And when you're trying to pick up a quick inning, those are the kind of calls you don't need.
And there's the first strike, 2-1.
And he's taking a little off from his top speed. Just need to get one over.
Hit hard but fouled off to the left, and that'll keep you honest as a third base coach. Won't commit on the slider. Good patience, and it's full 3-2.
And already we're seeing a lot of deep counts early in the ball game. These can really start to pile up if you're not careful.
And an off-speed pitch swung on and missed, and with that, the side is retired. A good inning there for Matt Cain. He's still on the short end of a 2-1 score. Matt Cain makes his way to the plate to get us started here in the bottom of inning number 3. Fouled straight back. And here's the ball lifted high into foul ground down the right field line. And he reaches up to track this one down for the first out, and he had to go a long way to get to that ball.
And they may have been shading him towards the alley a bit, so he has to cover a lot of ground to get to this thing. But he's able to run it down just inside the foul line.
Fred Lewis will try it again. Set down on strikes his first time. The pitch. Hit hard but just foul, and that was just about extra bases. Gets the fastball by him here, and he's in control 0-2.
And he's just breezing right now.
And they'll try to bounce a curveball on 0-2, but he holds back. It's 1-2 now.
And here's where he likes to bust guys in with that slider. That could be coming next.
Now the 1-2 pitch to Lewis. Now a swing and a ball hit foul to first as the first base coach had to do a little skip to my Lou there. One-two pitch here is a routine grounder to third. Played there by Cantu. In time to first, and there are 2 away. So the first 2 are set down now for Edgar Renteria. Now the first pitch. Ball 1. And a good heater as he just watches this baby, a ball and a strike.
Boy, he must have been looking off speed because that's as good a pitch as he'll see in this at-bat.
And he just gets a piece there as this is chopped foul. And they'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2.
Yeah, battled him back to even. Now you got to think about that slider running away.
Come on.
And he lays off, so it's full now, 3-2.
And you don't want this inning to go any further than this, so I think he'll probably get something to hit here.
Now a ball hit hard toward first. And a little self-preservation down at first as he pulls that one in to end the inning. So they breeze through this half of the inning. On now to the top of inning number 4. It's the Marlins 2 and the Giants 1. John Baker will stand in now to get us going here in the 4th. And here's the first pitch. And this one runs up high, ball 1. And 2-0 as this one's taken low.
And let's see if he makes him throw a strike here.
And he watches this one in there for a high strike. Strike 2 called, and it's even at 2.
And after challenging him up with the last fastball, that's a perfect spot for the follow-up, right at the knees.
Not where he wanted that fastball to be, and it's 3-2 now.
And they already lost this guy the first time around. Don't walk him again here.
Here's the payoff pitch. And here's a ball lined softly toward the hole, and this will get through into left for a leadoff hit.
And this is what he has to do more of. If that pitch is away, take it to the other field. He's been pulling a lot of balls this year, and his average has suffered because of it.
Gabby Sanchez will stand in. A base hit his first time around. Here's the first pitch to him. And that's taken high and outside for ball 1. And a fastball in there for a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, not a lot he can do with that fastball.
Hit the target, but this is low, 2-1.
2-1. This is your prototypical hit and run count, so you've got to be aware defensively.
Hey, 3-1 now. Now a ball hit pretty well to left, but this is going to wind up in the seats foul. And a changeup swung on and missed for the first down.
Talk about breaking a guy down. Let's watch this in show motion. Have fun explaining that one in your video session tomorrow.
Ricky Nolasco will take a long look down here as he may be bunting to avoid the double play. And they will have him bunting with one away as he gets this one down. Renteria for one. Throw on to first won't be in time, so they just get the one there.
No hesitation that time. More often than not, I think you take that sure out at first, but he wheels and fires this one to second, and it pays off.
So two men are gone here on the floor to fourth, and it's back to the top of the order now for Johnny Damon. Now the first pitch. And that's swung on and fouled straight back. Down and away, ball one. And this is near the line, but foul wide of first. Kane probably not on a pitch count, but this will be number 70 coming up. And a foul ball straight back. And a good eye there by Damon. Back even at 2-2.
And this guy's a grinder up there. You know he'll give you a tough at-bat.
Fourth inning of a 2-1 ball game. Now a fastball, and he might have gotten under it just a bit as this is out toward deep right field. DeRosa is back to the track, though, as he pulls it in, and a sigh of relief as the side is retired. Marlins leave one. They still lead it 2-1. And while we have a moment, let's check out the National League slate here today. It's brought to us by the Baseball Hall of Fame. Pablo Sandoval will dig in. He singled his first time around. And a called strike on the corner. He didn't like that call. I don't blame him.
And there's about 40,000 umpires in the house that think otherwise.
Ball one.
And that's dangerous there. If you're going to miss, you want to miss off the plate away, not on the inside half where the guy can turn on it.
swing and a ball hit high, but not very far out toward right center. Ross moves to his right and puts this one away in the alley for out number 1.
And he's really taking command here in the early stages. That's 7 in a row he's set down.
So 1 gone in the inning now, and that'll bring up the left-handed hitting Aubrey Huff. Just off the outside, and it's 1-0.
And now at the plate, you got to do something to get this guy out of the role he's been on.
One 1-0 pitch is a splitter in there, 1-1.
And look how calm he looks out there. His tempo looks really good right now.
And he turns beautifully on that fastball as this is pulled into right for a base hit.
And maybe that'll do something to disrupt this early groove he's been in, as that hit breaks a string of 7 straight that he'd set down.
So a runner on first with 1 out now, and in comes the catcher Benji Molina. First offering on the way. Now here's one hit in the air to the right side, but this is back into the seats, a foul ball. Hit hard toward first, and this is going to be a fair ball as it'll head to the corner.
And now the upshot of this is you have the tying run at third. The go-ahead run at second was still only 1 out. Now we'll see how they want to play this from a defensive perspective.
So 2 men are on with 1 man out. And here's the center fielder, Aaron Rowan. Off the plate and away there. 1 ball, no strikes.
Gotta at least be thinking sac fly here if you're at the plate.
Hits are now even at 4 apiece. Two 2-0.
And he does have the base open here, but even with 1 out, I'd imagine they'll still come right after him.
On the way. Swing shot back up the middle, and that drops in front of Damon, a base hit. The run is in.
Well, take a look. It seemed to me he was expecting something off speed, but you see how well he adjusts to the fastball there.
Mark DeRosa will stride in again. He struck out swinging his first time. First pitch fastball swung on and missed 0-1.
And with the way this game started, I would doubt either club's going to be doing a whole lot of sacrificing this afternoon.
Here's one hit towards the hole. Dive, but it's just past his outstretched glove for a base hit. The throw to third. The tag from Cantu, and they got him at third base.
Yeah, trying to get aggressive and take third on the single, but that's going to prove to be a bad decision.
So 2 away for the Giants here in the 4th, and standing in now, Juan Uribe. And the curveball bounces here, but a good job behind the plate to keep it at arm's length. But fortunately, no advance. And this is just off the outside corner, ball 2.
Just no bite on that breaking ball right now. It's just sort of spinning but not moving a whole lot.
And Wally Hughes has really tightened up that strike zone now. It's 3-0.
Yeah, it's been a high-stress inning on the mound. Now he's looking for a little help from the home plate umpire, but not finding it.
And this pitch misses for ball 4. So that's going to move a runner into scoring position now with 2 away.
Well, you can see he's pretty upset out there on the mound. I think this probably stems from the pitch previous to ball 4. He thought that one was a strike.
Matt Cain will dig in here. He flew out his first time around. Slice down the line at first. And he'll take it to the bag himself. That'll do it for this half of the inning. So it's 2 runs on 4 base hits. No errors and a couple of men left on. We played 4 full. It's the Giants 3 and the Marlins 2. Chris Coughlin will dig in. 1 for 2 with a double in this one. First pitch coming. And boy, a high strike called there. That's not all that consistent, but it's strike 1.
Pretty generous call there.
Now a hard hit ball back up the middle. And a dive by Renteria, but he can't get there. Base hit.
And I'll tell you what, when you've got a base stealer like this on at first, you don't want to play too close to the vest here. Let her hang. Use that speed as a weapon.
Hanley Ramirez will dig in. Took a called third strike his last time. Here's the first offering. And Cain bringing the fastball now as he jumps ahead. No balls and a strike.
And you've got a runner at first who likes to run early in the count, so maybe they think about pitching out here on 0-1.
And now a double play ball possibly for Uribe. 1 there, and a bit of a high throw that time, but no problem over there at first as they record the out.
Yep, the leadoff single goes by the boards here as he's erased on the 4-6-3 double play. They don't come much easier than that.
And so 2 are gone now for Jorge Cantu. And he takes ball 1. And the fastball hitting 93 on the gun. It's 1-1. One and two.
And that four-seamer had some burst at the end.
Now the pitch. And a swing and a ball hit well down the left field line, but back into the crowd, foul. And he just manages to stay alive here as he fights this one foul. And they'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2.
The longer this at-bat goes, the more it swings into a hitter's favor.
Now a fastball swung on and missed, and that is out number 3. Back to the top of the order now, and digging in is the left fielder, Fred Lewis. Reaches out, but he can't get it. It's 0-1.
And this guy's 0 for 6 in the series thus far, so he's got to be about due to come through.
And this is lined into left field, and the leadoff man will reach. It's a base hit.
Let's go ahead and put the radar gun on this line drive. Even 100 miles an hour. Those feel good coming off the bat, believe it.
Edgar Renteria will stand in, 0 for 2 thus far. Couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. Now here's the first pitch. Slider, but that's low as it's dug out by the catcher there.
Boy, and a good job anticipating that pitch in the dirt.
Up around the letters with that one for ball 2.
And he might be squeezing that slider a little too hard. These past couple have not been where he wants them.
And here's a fastball for a strike. 2-1 now.
Yeah, not a pitch you could extend on. That's a good spot.
On the ground for Ramirez, this could be 2. To Ugla for 1. On to first, and Renteria's retired. It's a double play.
And this is how you bounce back from the leadoff single as he gets the nice 6-4-3 double play ball. They don't come much easier than this.
Pablo Sandoval will stand in. He flew out his last time up. Now here's the first pitch. And, oh, you got to call that. That's right on the corner, but it's 1-0.
Boy, that looked pretty good. You hate to give this guy extra strikes to work with.
Now a hard liner, but foul. And a fastball that's lifted the other way out to left. And the catch made there by Coughlin to retire the side. So no runs on one base hit, no errors, and no one left on. We're through 5 here at the ballpark. Giants on top, 3-2. Cody Ross will step in. He's 0 for 1 thus far. First pitch coming. And that's cut on and missed, 0-1.
These guys could really use a leadoff base runner here.
Hit on the ground towards first. And Huff will take this one over to first. 3 unassisted for the putout.
And we'll take a look now at his pitches by inning. And you can see he's reached 85 for the game now, so I'm sure they'll start to monitor him just a little more closely in that dugout.
So 1 gone now for Dan Uggla. And this is just off the outside corner for a ball, 1-0.
And even though he's spinning a gem, he's still going to need to avoid that home run ball, so location is still going to be important.
And this is fouled straight back and into the mask of the catcher. It's 1-1. And this is low, ball 2, 2-1.
And this is a good time in the ball game to be selective. Go ahead and run that pitch count up a bit.
And here's a pitch that Uggla's able to lay off, and he's got it to 3-1 now. 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors in the game for the Marlins. Fastball is taken for a strike, and he runs it full, 3-2.
Might be his best pitch to hit in the whole at-bat.
Now a ball hit pretty well to the left, but this is going to wind up in the seats, foul. Oh, and he lets him off the hook there, as this isn't even close for ball 4.
Yeah, that won't be lost on his teammates. That was a great at-bat.
John Baker will dig in. He singled his last time around. And this is hit to the right side, but it'll wind up foul down the line at first. 3-2's our score here in inning number 6. And this one will be out of play off to the left. Slider. Ooh, thought he had him, but it's 1-2.
Wow, and you can bet he was saving that pitch. Good job to lay off. And he takes
Very close to the inside corner here. 2-2 though.
And on the mound, he's probably thinking, man, those have been some pretty close pitches. How's he laying off of those?
Sets the 2-2 pitch. And wow, I'm not sure, A, how you take that, and B, how it's not a strike. 3-2 now.
Oh, and I'm a big Wally Hughes fan, but that's strike 3.
Swing and a miss on the fastball that time, out number 2.
And after that pitch was called a ball in the pitch before, I think this was actually strike 4. He still couldn't make anything happen.
Gabby Sanchez will step in, 1 for 2 in the ballgame. And a fairly generous strike call there on a pitch that looked off the plate. It's strike 1. And he just ramps up and gears the fastball by him. 0-2.
Oh, you can tell. He's still frustrated after that first called strike.
2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors in the game for the Marlins. And he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. So they pick up no runs, no hits, no errors, and a runner left on. To the bottom of the 6th we go. 4, 5, and 6 coming up. San Francisco leads this one 3-2. Aubrey Huff will stride into the box as he'll get things started for the Giants in their half of the 6th. First pitch here is reached for and hit on the ground to third. And he'll try for the stretch at first, but it gets right by him.
Well, not the way you want to start an inning. This is a play that needs to be made, but he rushes the throw a bit, and they'll hit him with an error.
Benji Molina will stand in here hoping to duplicate what he did back in the 2nd inning. As we flash you back to take another look at his solo home run that helped get this offense rolling. This is hit down the right field line, but it's going to get out of play for strike 1. And now the Marlins bullpen will swing into action as a lefty and a right-hander start to get loose. Runner goes for second, and a little tapper up the line, but this will wind up a foul ball. And a splitter here, but he had a bit too much on it as this bounces up to the plate. Nobody out, runner on first.
And a nice job of keeping that runner right where he is.
And the fastball easy to lay off that time, 2-2.
Boy, and that never even threatened the strike zone. You at least got to make him sweat a little.
Here's the 2-2 offering. Struck him out on a good pitch there. And if you're keeping tabs, that's his 100th punch out of the season. And you see it there on your screen, strikeout number 100 for him on the year, and that ain't bad. Aaron Rowand will step in, 1 for 2 in the ballgame. And this is taken outside for ball 1.
And when you need a double play ball, I don't see the logic of working this guy up in the zone.
One-0 pitch now. And he gives this a pretty good ride that time, but that's going to be up amongst the crowd, a foul ball. And a bouncing ball, foul.
Let's go.
Now a fastball, but that's easy to lay off, and it's back to even at 2-2.
Come on now. 2-1 defense.
And he gets under the 2-2 a bit as this is sent in the air out to straightaway central. Under it is Damon, and that's going to be out number 2. Mark DeRosa will step in, 1 for 2 in the ballgame. Ball hit high to the right side, but this will get into the seats, foul. Right field. Ross is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. Giants leave 1, but they still lead it 3-2. And as we move forward here this afternoon, let's take a quick look at our American League scoreboard now, again brought to us by the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Cameron Maben has moved into the on-deck circle now, so that'll signify the end for Ricky Nolasco. Fastball in there for a called strike.
And he's not doing him any favors here by putting him in to face a right-handed pitcher.
And now the left-hander Jeremy Affeldt is up and throwing in the Giants bullpen.
Slider, and that's in there for strike 2.
Oh, and back-to-back pitches at the knees. He couldn't pull the trigger on either.
And the pitch. And he misses there, 1-2. And he struck him out. Good pitch there as he registers his 8th punch out of the ballgame.
And now as this game goes along, you have to wonder whether this will be his last inning, as he's due to bat second when their turn at bat comes around.
Leadoff man retired now for Johnny Damon. Too low, 1-0.
And he's not going to swing at borderline pitches. He knows what his assignment is.
And they continue to work below the knees here as that's ball 2.
He's got to find a way to get on any way he can.
Swinging, the ball hit well to the right side, but this will get into the crowd. And Damon watches one that misses for a ball, 3-1.
And this is the potential tying run up there, so you got to make him swing the bat here.
Now a pitch swung on and hit to the left side, but this is going to find the seats, a foul ball. Very tight ball game. 3-2 our score in inning number 7. Full count pitch on its way. And now here's a ball grounded foul over toward third. Boy, really making him work now as the 7th pitch of the at-bat is also fouled away, so the count will hold steady at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Swinging, a ball bounced back up the middle and into center field as he's aboard with a 1-out single. And that's a big one for him right there, Soup, as that is career hit number 2,500. And of all the players to play this game through the years, fewer than 100 have reached this total. And now Boch is going to make his way out toward home plate, and it looks like we'll see a double switch here. New pitcher set to take over now, and it's the former Jairo Garcia, now named Santiago Casilla, that takes over. Chris Coughlin will get another shot now, 2 for 3 in the game. First pitch coming. And that's inside for a ball, 1-0.
And this is where a reliever really wants to pick up his starter. Give him a chance to be the winner.
Runners on first with 1 down. Now a swing and a sharp ground ball toward the hole. And past the diving infielder, that's a base hit.
And that base hit puts runners at first and second now, but more importantly, those are the tying and go-ahead runs out there. So this is a spot where they really need to cash in.
Hanley Ramirez will get another shot. He hit into a double play his last time. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. Down on the shins and missed with it. Ball 1.
Boy, and they would love a double play ball right here.
Swing, hot shot to the left side. That's in there. Base hit.
And this is where hitting a ball hard winds up being a bad thing. Ball gets out to left field so quickly there was no way he was going to be able to score from second.
Jorge Cantu will want to at least get one airborne so he can avoid the inning-ending double play. Here's the first pitch, and that misses, ball one.
And the one piece of good news here, this guy's a double play waiting to happen.
Fastball at 94 miles an hour, and it's 1-1.
Ooh, and he needed that.
Hit the target, but this is low, 2-1.
And the good news is they have the bases loaded, but the bad news is this guy is a definite double play candidate.
Two and two now.
And a big pitch coming here.
At a called third strike. Oh, and a big one there as the bases stay loaded, and there are two gone now.
And the official save won't come until the ninth, but if he can work out of this with a one-run lead, this could wind up being the pivotal moment of the ball game right here.
Cody Ross will dig in now, needing to come through here with the bases loaded and two men out. Right there for strike one.
And I've got a feeling we're going to look back at this as being the key at bat in the game.
Outside for a ball, 1-1.
And I got to say, I've been surprised at their inability to cash in so far. They need a big hit here.
Ball hit toward third, but this is going to wind up a foul ball. Big spot. Two out, possible tying and go-ahead runs on base. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes the count now.
And this could wind up being the key pitch of the ball game right here.
The 2-2 coming. And this one's hit on the ground, but foul. Swing and a ball grounded foul off to the right side. And a slider misses here, so he runs the count full, 3-2.
He's got to bear down now. He can't be giving away runs.
Misses, ball 4, so now the tying run will come across to score.
Well, that was an easy one to lay off there. That was a good job of coaxing the RBI out of him.
Denny Bautista will slide in now and try and work out of this one. And now a crucial spot. Bases loaded. 2 men gone. And that'll bring in the powerful second baseman, Dan Uggla. Fouled back. And now the Giants are going to get a left-hander up and throwing in the bullpen. In there, and it's 0-2 now.
And this is a big chance to break open what's been a tight game to this point, and they've finally got the right guy at the plate to do it, too.
The pitch. Got him. So the damage winds up not being as bad as it could have been as they'll strand the bases loaded. The side is retired. But the tying run comes across to score here as this one looks like it'll go to the wire. We've reached the 7th inning stretch here in San Francisco, and we are all tied at 3 apiece. A new pitcher is set to go now, so we'll get a look at the Venezuelan-born left-hander Reniel Pinto. Juan Uribe will step in now to lead off the home half of the 7th. Nowhere close with the fastball to begin the at-bat. It's ball 1. The next pitch. And it runs outside, so it goes to 2-0 now.
Showing some patience off a new pitcher here in the 7th.
In there, 2-1.
And he was probably just taken till he got a strike there. Against a guy that just came in, not a bad idea.
Now a swing and a ground ball for Ramirez at short. Throw to first is in time for the first out. Nate Shearholtz steps in now. And this one's not close. It's in the dirt for ball 1.
And the changeup low is one of the toughest pitches to lay off of. You just want to crush that thing.
And he'll just fight this one off as it's chopped foul. 1 out, nobody on. Now a fastball that just misses here as the count moves to 2-1. Reaches for one and slaps it down the line at third. And that's past the diving infielder for a base hit.
That's a good swing there, as you can see. He's able to tuck this just inside the bag past the diving third baseman. But a good job there by the left fielder to get it in quickly and hold him to just a single.
Fred Lewis will stride in. He singled in his last plate appearance. Line fouled off to the left and a few rows back. Possible go-ahead runs on first, one away. He's ready now to pitch. And this ball's pulled on the ground down the line to first. This will get foul for strike two. And this one gets away. And a very big mistake, as that'll move the possible go-ahead run into scoring position.
Oh, and that could be the defining moment of the game right there. He's got one more guy to get through in the inning, but that was a huge out, number two.
So a runner at second, two down now, and in steps the shortstop, Edgar Renteria. Here's the first offering. Too high, 1-0.
And they leave the lefty in to face the righty. This must be all about having a gut feeling as a manager.
Now a fastball for a called strike. It's 1-1.
And that's what that four-seamer will do. It has a tendency to really rise at the end.
Started to chase that time, but then he wisely holds off for ball three.
Very enticing, but a good job holding up.
Go-ahead runs in scoring position here with two down. And he's taking here and looks at strike two right down the middle.
And you'd like to end the inning on the mound, but still, you don't have to lay one in there on 3-2.
Grooves the fastball there. This is hit high and deep out to straightaway center field. And there to handle this one is Damon, and the inning is over. One left for San Francisco. Score remains tied at 3-3. John Baker will get us going now in the top half of the eighth. In there for strike one. Here's the pitch. Strike two.
And he's just throwing darts now. They have not been able to pick him up.
And he struck him out, so he's down on strikes for the second time this afternoon. Well, look there at the numbers for our two starters here today, with both guys recently departed from the ball game and looking on from the dugout. Mike Karp will move into the on-deck circle now to try to get something started here with one gone in the inning.
And that's high for a ball, 1-0.
And it's a called strike to even the count at 1.
And looking around this place, not too many people have made their way to the exits.
One pitch is a curveball just off the black. 2-1 now. Now the pitch. 2-2.
Woo! Welcome to the show, young man.
Now a fastball inside, and he works it back to a full count now.
Boy, and he will kick himself if he loses this guy.
Lays off, ball 4. Now the potential go-ahead run is on base here.
Boy, he's really digging himself in a hole right here. The last thing you want to do is put the possible go-ahead run on base without even making him swing the bat.
Number 7 will get his first shot at it here. Comes set, now the pitch. And this is off the corner and low, ball 1.
And he's got a dugout full of guys thinking, listen, kid, this would be a good time to get that first Major League home run.
Oh, it's on the ground to second. Did he get his double play? Dive, but it's just past his outstretched glove for a base hit.
And a good job of checking in right there. Listen, when you're not in the lineup every day, you want to warm that pencil in your manager's hand. That's a good way to do it.
So it's a tight spot here. First and second, one man out, and in steps center fielder Johnny Damon. And a slider just about gets away from him there as it runs in a bit too close for comfort.
Boy, and this is a critical part of the game now. He really needs to get a key out here.
On the corner away, a ball and a strike.
In a game like this, every play is big, every pitch is big.
And this one's up around the eyes, 2-1.
And these guys better hope his location clears itself up pretty soon.
Runners are at first and second with one away. And this is fought off at the plate as it's chopped foul. And this is fouled straight back. And a slider runs in on him as he has to lean out of the way.
Easier said than done, but in a tie game, I think I'm going to try to stay in that box a little longer when that pitch is coming in like that.
And this is on the ground to third. Uribe for one. Back to first, and they will keep this game level. It's a big double play, and the inning is over. One left for Florida, still tied 3-3. Mike Karp will stay in the ball game as he'll take over at first base. So a new pitcher will come on now as we see the right-hander Jose Veras take over. Pablo Sandoval will stand in. He flew out his last time up. Ball hit high and foul down the left field line. It's strike one. And this is bounced weakly down the line, a foul ball. And now a pitch on the way. And that's swung on and fouled straight back. Just does stay alive as this is fouled back. And a swing and a miss by Sandoval as he couldn't connect that time, and there's one away. This one's been quite a battle throughout as you get a look at the line score, all even here in the 8th inning in San Francisco. One gone here in the Giants' half of the 8th, and in steps the dangerous Aubrey Huff. And now Leo Nunez starts to loosen up in the Florida bullpen. Here's the first pitch to him. Now a ball hit high down the left field line, but back in amongst the spectators, foul. And this misses the outside corner, so it's knotted up at 1-1. Fastball called strike, 1-2.
And that thing's coming in there hot, 96 miles an hour.
Inside and a hair low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two pitch on the way. Swinging a high chopper. On to the first baseman, Karp, 2 away.
This is a tough play for a catcher on a swinging bunt. He's got to swing his body completely around, then regain his target, but he does a good job there.
Benji Molina will dig in. 2 for 3 with a home run and a double. Breaking ball that's cut on and missed for the first strike.
And they could certainly use another home run out of him right here.
Now a ball hit back up the middle, and that'll get by into center field for a base hit.
And his fine performance continues here as he's on again. And in fact, he's now just a triple shy of hitting for the cycle.
Now time is called, and we'll have a pinch runner at first, and that'll be a wise decision as he's the potential go-ahead run. Aaron Rowan will get another crack, 1 for 3 thus far. Fastball probably could have gone either way, but ruled a ball, 1-0.
And remember, the pitcher spot is hitting 7th now, so he comes next.
Ball 2 now.
These guys have played it pretty close to the vest so far. No stolen base attempts as of yet.
Throw over to first, and a dive, but he's back in. Two-0 count, the pitch. Strike called, 2-1.
Yeah, with 2 outs, you got to get a good lead at first so you can score that go-ahead run on a ball in the gap.
Oh, he wanted that one, but it misses for ball 3.
And even this deep into the ball game, they still haven't tried running on this catcher yet.
Now a swing and a hard hit ball to short, and this will get on by Ramirez for a base hit. And now if the Giants start to think about pinch hitting possibilities, here's what they have remaining on their bench. Corey Wade will come on in relief now as he'll make his 35th appearance of the season. Big spot here. First and second, 2 men gone, and that'll bring in the former batting champion, second baseman Freddie Sanchez. And a swing and a ball hit well down the left field line, but back into the crowd, foul. Looked like he lost the handle on a breaking pitch, 1-1.
Some anxious moments in that dugout now.
And this is taken for a called strike. Oh, that's a tough call. Now 1-2.
And now his dugout's got to be saying, one more. Give me one more big pitch.
And he popped him up. Back into foul territory behind first. And nope, this one falls, so he'll get another shot. Pitch in the dirt, and that scoots right on by. And he's going to make it up to third here as he advances on the wild pitch.
Definitely not what you wanted there. Now a hit can mean 2 runs.
Runners at second and third with 2 gone. And he struck him out. So a masterful job of being thrown into the fire and getting the big strikeout to end the inning.
And the move to the pen pays off as he's able to come in and shut the door.
So it's no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left stranded. We've played 8 full, and we are all tied at 3 apiece. New pitcher set to take over on the mound, and it's the veteran left-hander Jeremy Affeldt. Buster Posey will come into the ballgame as a defensive upgrade. Chris Coughlin will step in, a base hit in his last time. Ninth inning underway now as the first pitch is taken for a called strike.
And this guy's double earlier in the ball game has been their only extra base hit so far.
Now a swing and an easy fly ball out toward right center. And Shearholtz has got it, 1 away. Hanley Ramirez will dig in. He singled his last time around. Changeup, a little bit inside, 1-0. Bases are empty, 1 man out. 1-0 on the way. And they won't get him to chase the curveball in the dirt that time, and it's 2-0 now.
And he's had a pretty good look at those first 2 pitches. Be aware, 2-0.
And this is heading out toward left field, but this is going to get fouled up into the crowd. Fastball is looked at for strike 2.
Maybe looking for something away. He gave up on that one.
Sets the 2-2 pitch. And a fastball there is inside as that one backed him up a bit.
Boy, and you don't want to hit a guy when he's the go-ahead run. Got to be careful if you work that far inside.
Fouled back. 1 out, nobody on. He'll try it again, 3-2. Now a swing and a softly hit ground ball. Throw on to Huff now, and there are 2 down. Jorge Cantu will try and erase his 0 for 4 in the ball game. Now the first pitch. In there, and it's 0-1.
And this is a guy that loves the moment on the mound. He lives for this.
Looked like he lost the handle on a breaking pitch, 1-1. And now a curveball that's low and in the dirt for a ball. It's 2-1.
Heavy dose of off-speed stuff here in the at-bat.
Three and 1 now as that misses down and in.
And you can tell that the scouting report's been telling him to keep everything down here.
Fastball in there, 3-2.
Oh, now it's a battle. Who wants it more?
Fouled straight back. Payoff pitch one more time. Boy, really making him work now as the 7th pitch of the at-bat is also fouled away, so the count will hold steady at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And he lays off, ball 4. Now the potential go-ahead run is on base here.
You've heard the old saying, a walk is as good as a hit, and it's definitely true when it's a go-ahead run late in the game.
Now time is called, and we'll have a pinch runner at first, and that'll be a wise decision as he's the potential go-ahead run. Cody Ross will see if he can find a gap somewhere as he's got the possible go-ahead run at first with 2 down. Here's the first pitch, and that misses inside 1-0.
And even with 2 outs in the 9th, don't forget about that guy at first. He can hurt you if he takes second.
And this is fouled straight back. One and 2 now as that's in there at the knees.
Well, if he needed to pick a time to come up with his first hit of the series, this would be as good as any.
Now the 1-2 pitch. And now here's a ball grounded foul over toward third. And he strikes him out on a good pitch, so 1 run can win it as we head to the bottom of the inning. So it's no runs, no base hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We'll see 8, 9, and 1 due up in the bottom of inning number 9, and we are all tied at 3 apiece. Emilio Bonifacio is going to go ahead and stay in the ballgame and play third now. Leo Nunez comes on now, trying to keep this ball game tied. Juan Uribe is set to go now as we lead off the bottom of the 9th. Looks like a left-hander up and throwing now in that Marlins bullpen. In there, 0-1.
And this is the 5th pitcher they've used in the ball game, so that bullpen's getting awfully lonely down there.
And this catches the inside corner. Good spot there. It's 0-2. Struck him out, so he's set down on strikes for the 2nd time today.
At home, you might ask, why is the closer in if it's a tie ball game? Well, the answer is pretty simple. They can't afford to give up even 1 more run, so you've got to have your best arm in the ball game and hope he can get you to extra innings.
Nate Shearholtz will stand in. Base hit his first time around. First pitch here is reached for and hit on the ground to third. On to first, and Shearholtz is retired for the 2nd out. And I know that Hud's got fingers, toes, and hair plugs crossed that it won't come to this, but should we have a 10th inning, it'll be 6, 7, and 8 to start things out. Fred Lewis will step in, 1 for 4 in the ballgame. And they'll start him with a fastball that's low for ball 1.
Trying to work him down in the zone. That's just where you need to keep that fastball.
And that's in there for his strike 1-1.
And that's a power fastball right there at 94. He really slings it in there.
Now a swing and a miss, and he's behind 1-2.
Oh boy, time to choke up to the label. Anything to avoid another punch out.
Now here's the pitch. And he struck him out. And there's the hat trick, as that's his 3rd strikeout of the ballgame. So they can't get that winning run home, and that means free baseball here this afternoon. 9 can't decide a winner. We'll move ahead to the 10th, and we are all tied at 3 apiece. Dan Uggla will try and turn it around. 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts thus far. And Affeldt comes right at him with the fastball for strike 1.
And this is a guy that's in scoring position when he walks into the box, so you've got to be careful.
The pitch. And that's in there as well. 0-2 now. Now ball hit toward 3rd, but this is going to wind up a foul ball. Lays off that time, and it's 1-2.
Oh, great pitch on 0-2. That's not an easy take.
Just did get a piece of that one, so he stays alive here. And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2.
And now's where I think you have to sit changeup and react fastball.
And he is down on strikes again, so get your hats out. That's the 3rd strikeout of the game.
Always good to get that first guy out to begin the extra frames. You want to get right back in that dugout as quickly as possible to keep the momentum.
John Baker will get another crack, 1 for 3 thus far. Swing and a ball pulled into right, and that'll get down for a base hit.
Well, that's their 10th hit of the game now, but of those 10 hits, 9 of them have been singles. With just 1 double to their credit, they need someone to come up with a big blow here.
Mike Karp will dig in. Drew a walk his first time around. Here's the first pitch. Out in front of the fastball, but this is skied into straightaway right. And 2 away now as Shearholtz takes this one in.
Well, he stayed out of the double play. That's the good news. The bad news is this flyout didn't achieve anything.
Ronnie Paulino will be called upon here to hit with the game on the line. Here's the first pitch. Below the knees, 1 ball, no strikes.
And no threat to run over there at first, so with 2 away, you can focus all your energy squarely on this guy.
Lays off again, and it's 2-0.
And the adrenaline might be flowing a little too strongly right now.
This one's over at the knees, 2-1. Now the 2-1. And now here's a ball grounded foul over toward third. In the air to left center. Lewis is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So no runs here on a base hit, no errors, and 1 man left aboard. So one will win it here as we go to the bottom of inning number 10. And we are all tied at 3 apiece. Matt Thornton will come on to make his 40th appearance this season. Edgar Renteria will stand in. He flew out his last time up. And a fastball, very easy to lay off that one. It's ball 1.
And this is one of the few guys in the lineup that has not struck out so far.
Rolled softly down the line, and that is a foul ball. Here's the 1-1. Hit hard to the left side. But there to glove it is Bonifacio as he takes a hit away. 1 gone.
Well, this guy knows he's got to hold serve here in the bottom of the 10th, and he's off to a good start.
Pablo Sandoval will get another shot. Struck out swinging his last time. And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike 1.
And with another lefty waiting on deck, figure he'll get to face at least 1 more guy here in the inning.
Lined into left center. And this is down for extra bases. And there's your winning run moving into scoring position.
And there's your winning run on first with 1 out in the inning. A ball in the gap could be a game winner, but you have to figure this next guy is going to get a steady diet of pitches down in the zone.
Aubrey Huff will step in, 1 for 4 in the ballgame. bite to the slider, and he takes strike one.
And looking around this place, not too many people have made their way to the exits.
The 0-1. Now a ball hit pretty well to the left, but this is going to wind up in the seats foul. That misses 1-2.
Yeah, that's a good two-strike pitch. And he's still got some count leverage here, so he doesn't need to challenge here either.
Oh, it's on the ground to second. Did he get his double play? Ramirez back to first, and a great stretch there may be the difference. It's a double play, and the inning is over. No runs on a hit, no errors, and no one left. No winner yet. On to inning number 11 we go, and we are all tied at 3 apiece. Johnny Damon will try and get something started here in the top half of inning number 11. Watches a fastball right there for strike one.
And here in the extra innings, sometimes you gotta let guys go a little longer on the mound than you'd like.
Here it comes. And he takes strike two.
Oh, and they got him all confused now.
And they'll try to tempt him with a curveball, but this bounces in front of the plate, and it's 1-2.
Into his third inning now, you wonder if his effectiveness will start to drop a bit.
Swinging a high pop-up right near the mound. And Sandoval will put this one away for route number one.
And he's put together 2 spotless innings so far out of the bullpen. A third would be above and beyond the call of duty.
Chris Coughlin will try again, working on a good ball game, 3 for 5 thus far. And he'll look at a first pitch curveball that's in the dirt. It's ball one. The 1-0 pitch. And he watches one miss outside. 2-0 now.
Take this guy down!
And a good eye that time to lay off the fastball. It's 3-0.
And if managers hate walks in the first 9 innings, they really hate them in the extra frames.
And that's in there, 3-1.
And they obviously want to work him away, as that's 3 straight on the outside part of the plate.
Here he comes, 3-1. And a good spot for that pitch is it's chopped foul. And he lays off, ball 4. Now the potential go-ahead run is on base here.
You've heard the old saying, a walk is as good as a hit, and it's definitely true when it's a go-ahead run late in the game.
So a new pitcher coming on as Sergio Romo will be the choice in this spot. Hanley Ramirez will stride in, grounded out his last time through. Starts him out with a slider too low for ball one.
And how tough is it to come in right out of the pen and have to face this guy?
Now it's 2-0.
Gotta credit their patience here in this inning. They're just letting him work himself into trouble.
Action brewing in the Giants' bullpen now as the right-hander Brian Wilson begins an assignment. And this is hit high in the air and crossing into foul ground behind third. Under it is Sandoval, and there's the second out.
Yeah, not always an easy play heading towards the stands out there in left field, but he stays with it to make that look easy.
Emilio Bonifacio will be the batter. And this is taken for a ball low, I guess, but I think Old Blue might need an eye exam. It's 1-0.
That home plate umpire is hearing it in both ears now.
And this will be fouled away. 2 out with the possible go-ahead run at first. 1-2 now.
And it's been a steady diet of fastballs so far.
And he strikes him out here for out number 3, so after a scoreless top half, they'll have a chance to win it here in the bottom half. So no runs here on no hits, no errors, and a runner left. It's getting late. 1 run can win it as we move to the bottom of the 11th, and we are all tied at 3 apiece. Buster Posey will get us going now in the home half of the 11th. And a fairly generous strike call there on a pitch that looked off the plate. It's strike 1.
Oh, and you can bet he's saying, you haven't called that pitch a strike all afternoon.
And he lays off for ball 1.
And he's probably saying, you're not going to call that one a strike also, are you?
And this one runs a little too far in, ball 2. On the ground down the first base line, but this will wind up a foul ball. 2-2. Here's the 2-2 offering. Fastball called, strike 3, and there's the first out of the inning.
I wish somebody would go ahead and end this one. I got dinner plans over in the Embarcadero already. Let's go!
Aaron Rowan will try again. 2 for 4 in the ballgame. And this is low, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. And that's just off the corner and low, ball 2. Not very aggressive there as that's down the middle for strike 1. And he misses again, ball 3.
And this is the potential winning run at the plate. You've got to make him swing the bat.
The 3-1. Out in front here as this is pulled down the third base line. But a foul ball, and it's full now at 3-2. And that is swung on and missed and ruined as a strikeout victim here. 2 away.
Well, he set down the first 2 guys to face him here in the inning, but they haven't made it easy. It's taken 11 pitches here, but he'll probably take it.
Travis Ishikawa will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Number 10.
And a fastball misses here to start the at-bat. It's 1-0. And he misses again, 2-0.
And let's see if he goes to his comfort zone now. That fastball down and away.
The 2-0. Take sign must have been on there because that's right down the middle, strike 1.
Oh, and when he's got that slider going good, it can be explosive at the end.
On a good pitch there, had him stretching to get out there, and it's 2-2 now.
Working the slider on back-to-back pitches on both sides of the plate, that will definitely keep him guessing.
2 out, nobody on. Don't quite know where that one missed, but it's not for me to decide. 3-2.
Yeah, that was the same pitch in the same spot, but he couldn't get him to chase this one.
Down the line, but this will kick foul. Hit hard, but this is a foul ball. Now the 3-2 pitch. And he lays off, ball 4. So now the potential winning run is aboard at first.
Boy, and I know you want to be careful here late in the game, but you just have to be able to throw strikes in that spot because now you've put the possible winning run on base.
So a new pitcher is set to go now as we'll see the right-hander Brian Sanchez get the call. One Uribe, try and turn it around. 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts thus far. had him reaching that time. It's strike one.
And now here's where you really need to make that two-out walk pay off.
Marlins have some action in the bullpen now as a right-hander is up and throwing. The 0-1 just does manage to get a piece there as this is bounced foul. Line hard to the left side, but this will be a foul ball. Now a swing and another ball that I believe will find its way into the seats. Still 0-2. Ready with another two-strike offering. And a tough pitch on 2 strikes as he's able to foul it off. Can't get him to chase. It's 1-2.
After so many foul balls, that's not a bad idea on the mound. If he's swinging at everything, do not put one in the zone for him.
Now a ball lined to the left side, but foul. Swing and a high pop-up toward the stands behind third. Bonifacio is there to make the catch, and that means we've got more baseball ahead. So no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. 11 innings in the books now, and we are all tied at 3 apiece. New pitcher set to take over now as they hand things to the right-hander Kevin Cameron. Cody Ross will step in, 0 for 3 but with an RBI. And a ball, 1-0.
Still looking for his first hit of the ball game, which would push that batting streak to 12.
Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. Looked like a slider perhaps, but it missed badly, and it's 2-0.
And you can kind of see he's daring him to throw a fastball now.
Now the 2-0. Started to go around, but it's ruled strike one anyway.
Oh, if you're going to commit to a 2-0 hack, you really got to commit. That was way too tentative.
Cutter, and that's a called strike two.
And now you got to get inside a pitcher's head. What's he going to come with on 2-2?
And a little battle brewing here as he fights off the 2-strike pitch and chops it foul. And that misses, so it's a full count, 3-2.
And this is the possible go-ahead run here at the plate, so you've got to make him earn his way on to start the inning.
And he lays off, ball 4. Now the potential go-ahead run is on base here.
And you just want anything that can get you going in extra innings. We've seen a leadoff walk be the difference in a ball game more than once, so they need to take advantage of this.
Dan Uggla will try and erase his 0 for 4 in the ball game. Here's the first pitch, and this ball is crushed deep down the right field line and back up into the seats, though it had the distance. Now ball hit toward third, but this is going to wind up a foul ball. Not a bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses 1-2.
And they have pretty much been able to completely neutralize his power so far.
And he'll strike out here yet again, as it's been a ballgame to forget thus far. 4 strikeouts. A note now from the folks in programming. Due to the length of our contest this afternoon, our afternoon cooking program, In the Kitchen with Scott Rohde, will not be seen this afternoon. Ladies, don't shoot me. I'm just a messenger. John Baker will stride in. He singled in his last plate appearance. Good zip to the fastball there from Cameron as he jumps ahead, 0-1. And he misses with it, 1-1. Wisely lays off the cut fastball there. It's 2-1. Possible go-ahead runs on first, 1 away. Hit hard to the right side. Foul. Struck him out as his woes continue, as that's his 3rd strikeout of the game.
Give him the old hat trick, as he's looked overmatched all through this one.
Mike Karp will stand in. He flew out his last time up. Here's the first pitch. Lays off 1-0.
And if he's confident in that cutter, he'll go up the ladder on it.
And that misses low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes.
And I'd be surprised if this is anything besides a fastball down the middle. They want this guy to swing the bat.
Now a ball hit in the air to left center. Lewis is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. So they pick up no runs, no base hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Still 1 run can win this thing as we move ahead to the bottom of inning number 12. And we are all tied at 3 apiece. Nate Shearholz will lead things off here as they look to try and win this thing in the bottom half. And he starts him out with, well, it looked like a strike, but it's ruled a ball, 1-0.
And long about now, he's got to understand he's not going to get that call.
And that misses, 2-0.
And just eyeballing it from up here, he doesn't have the look of a guy that's totally warm yet.
Swing hard liner to left center. Base hit.
And that's just what these fans were hoping for, a possible light at the end of the tunnel. The winning run's on first to start the inning, and these folks would like nothing more than to finally end this one with a victory.
Fred Lewis will stand in, just 1 for 5 in this one. And a bit too high with that one. It's 1-0.
And when you're 12 innings deep into a ball game, all you've got to be concerned about is moving that guy up to second base.
Comes back with a fastball, but this one's by him for strike 1.
That is such a valuable weapon when you can spot the fastball down there.
And Lewis is able to lay off that one as he moves in front 2-1 now. Now as that misses down and in.
Sign of a good leadoff hitter here, really working that count.
And that misses ball 4. So now the potential winning run moves into scoring position where a single could end this thing.
Well, and this is the old saying, when in doubt, talk it out, as they'll gather the entire infield here to make sure they've got the correct play set up.
Edgar Renteria will dig in here. And he squares and bunts this one hard. Throw on to first, so the sacrifice is successful.
Picture perfect right there. And that will not be lost on his teammates. Winning run moves up to third base with 1 out, and now the infield's gonna have to come in here.
Pablo Sandoval will step in, a base hit in his last time. Ball 4, so the bases are loaded, and we'll see how the infield decides to play it here.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Matt, if there was ever a time for a strikeout, this is it.
Aubrey Huff will step in with a full house out there in what may be the pivotal at-bat of this game. The first pitch. Swing, hot shot to the left side. And that's in there, base hit. And the winning run is across to score.
Well, they came right after him there with the game on the line, and he comes through with a clutch hit in extra innings and sends these fans home happy.
It's always nice when you can get offense out of your backstop as Benji Molina takes that honor as our tops player of the game.
Matt, he was a tough out up there in this one. 3 hits, including a home run, and without him, this might have been a different game.
So that'll bring us to our conclusion here this afternoon. For Dave Campbell, Rex Hudler, and our entire crew, this is Matt Vasgersian thanking you for joining us here today. This has been a presentation of MLB 10 The Show. For more, log on to MLB10theshow.com. The Giants are victorious here, 4-3.
The best highlights from the previous 12 innings are next as